Not Alb Shore reposting a video of Diddy telling his son Quincy that he's the prettiest mofo God ever made. Rocking with us. One of the prettiest mother God ever made. Sorry, I'm a Gemini. For everybody wondering, and thank y'all so much for just, tuning in with us. We felt the energy. We saw the and he even tagged 50 Cent in the post, clearly communicating that he wants to retaliate or do something about it. But is this a genuine case of Al truly wanting to save his son? Or is this another one of his tactics to stay relevant? And is he finally speaking his truth to save his son? Or is he inadvertently causing Quincy more trauma by making these allegations so public? Child, I sure hope you are seated. Okay, I'm sure you've seen how over the years I'll Be Sure has been talking about how he believes Diddy was responsible for Kim Porter's death. And he's even suggested before that Diddy was the one responsible for his coma because he wanted to expose him. We are going to be producing the Al Be Sure of life story. So hold on to your britches, and you'll really understand how I ended up in a coma. You're really going to need to call Homeland Security. Oh well, now he's out here suggesting that Diddy may have done something to Quincy growing up. Cause why else would he be reposting a post where Diddy was telling Q that he's good looking? Let's just say that this has caused quite a frenzy on social media. First of all, there is a lot of genuine empathy for Quincy, with people nodding that they have noticed his fade from the spotlight and speculating on the mental toll of losing his mother, Kim Porter. Being raised by a man facing the most horrific allegations, and now having his biological father call out his upbringing on social media for the world to see. Like, this is literally a no-win situation for Quincy. Whether Albshore is finally speaking his truth or just chasing clout, his son is the one caught in the crossfire of a very dark situation. On the other hand, a lot of people are citying Albshore for posting this. Now, the sentiment is, if you knew this was happening or even suspected that your son was never safe, why are you posting memes about 50 Cent's documentary instead of having handled this years ago? People are saying that there's a feeling that he's embarrassing Quincy publicly rather than protecting him privately. And of course, it doesn't help that previously Quincy talked about their relationship on an episode of Angela Ye's Lip Service, where he was questioned about the 2009 message he pinned to Al where he called out his biological father for being absent and creating an irreplaceable force that impacted his life in many ways. So yeah, maybe Albure is not being genuine when he talks about his intention to protect Q from Diddy. But then again, as much as people say that Al gave Q to Diddy knowing exactly who he was, can you imagine how difficult it probably was to save Quincy from the Diddy machine in the 9s and 2000s? I mean, Diddy had the money, the legal teams, and the industry influence. And if he wanted to, he would easily block Al from parenting Quincy. Plus, that comment Al made about Diddy using PDF tactics also suggests that Al Be Sure may have been pushed out of the picture systematically. Maybe Diddy used his wealth and PR machine to paint Al as a lunatic and a deadbeat to keep him away from Quincy, while PDFing him into the bad boy lifestyle. Apparently, he's even spoken before about how Diddy threatened to unalive his son if he didn't do certain things. One of them being to stay away from him because Diddy was so jealous about Kim being friends with him. Honestly, I don't know whether Diddy did anything to Quincy and whether Al has any receipts. But what I know is that it would be terribly disturbing if anything happened, or if there is a tape out there with Q like some people have already started suggesting. But then we also have people saying that given the things that the other sons have been accused of, they wouldn't put anything past this family. In fact, we've had some people questioning whether Q was a willing participant if the story making rounds is true. Speaking of the sons doing weird things like Diddy, let's take Justin for instance. See, Lil Rod said in his lawsuit that a man identified in the lawsuit only as G, a friend of Justin, was popped, and Justin was fully complicit. During the alleged incident, Lil Rod said he heard shots while 2 feet away from the restroom at Chalice Recording Studio in Los Angeles. Then, when Diddy and Justin exited the restroom, he saw G suffering, at which point he offered assistance. As per what Lil Rod spilled, Diddy forced him to lie to the authorities about what happened, with police being told the incident was the result of a drive-by. Now, the lawsuit doesn't say who pulled the trigger on G. It could have been Diddy, or it could have been his son, or it could have been one of their bodyguards, but based on what Lil Rod said, they were there when it happened. and both of them let the man bleed out and then lied to the police about what had happened. Remember, Lil Rod also said that Diddy directed Stevie J and Justin Kamez to recruit young women, not yet of age for him, for the illegal activities. And while Stevie was dealing with the older women, in Justin's case, he was instructed to find the younger ones who were not even legal to attend the parties. There were even photos of Justin and some of the girls who appeared to be too young to be at Diddy's parties in the lawsuit. Well, at the time when Lil Rod was making these claims, a rep for Justin Kamez denied the allegations and told TMZ, Justin Kamez categorically denies these absurd allegations. They are all lies. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday. There will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Kamez family. Apparently, Diddy's legal team also engaged in deceptive tactics to get Justin Kamez dismissed from Lil Rod's lawsuit when they filed a motion to dismiss Lil Rod's case, but conveniently left out Justin Kamez as one of the Kamez defendants. Basically, they were trying to run out the clock to prevent Justin Kamez from being served within 120 days of Lil Rod filing his lawsuit, hoping that the court would dismiss the action without prejudice unless Lil Rod showed good cause for failing to serve Justin Kamez. Now, other than Justin, Christian King was also hit with a lawsuit by one Grace, who had said that she was working on the boat charter that had been sold as a wholesome family excursion, but turned into what she called a hedonistic environment. She said she was providing dinner and drink service on the yacht from 6:00 p.m. to 6:00 a.m., and she said she witnessed heavy partying between a constant rotation of suspected escorts and celebrities. She also alleged in the complaint that she suspected bottles of alcohol were laced with other things because women began to fall over themselves, panic, or pass out after just one drink. Apparently, she was informed that Christian Kamez would be joining the party to record with music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones in the yacht's makeshift studio. And when he arrived heavily intoxicated, he paid an inappropriate amount of attention to her. According to the lawsuit, King forced her to take shots of tequila that she believed he brought on board. She said that after one shot, King started making advances and became aggressive and insisted she drink more, and she began to feel the effect of the tequila, which she quickly suspected had been spiked. She even included transcriptions of audio clips that she stated were evidence of her denying his advances as he touched her. The audio was recorded by Lil Rod, the producer who was in the studio during the alleged incident, and who has alleged in his own lawsuit that he was required to record Diddy constantly and had hours of footage in which Diddy and his staff allegedly engaged in criminal conduct. Grace also included photos of bruises on her arm, which she said she got during the altercation while fighting King off and escaping. And guess what? While everything was going on, King had the audacity to release a diss track. So in the diss track, King dismissed the federal raids as being off the mark. Rapping, police raid the crib like they think we selling crack, but we out here selling tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques. In another verse referencing the raid, he was like, knock these doors down like them Fetty boys running both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door, cause that's the one they missed. I don't know why he would put such a line in there, knowing very well that the feds were looking into them. And then he also made the mistake of dissing 50 Cent as well, who is quick to respond on Instagram with sarcasm, captioning one photo of King Kamez and Diddy. I feel so threatened by the things Christian is saying on his record. I'm afraid for my life. Please don't hurt me, guys. I never mentioned or posted anything about Puffy's kids because Keef D said he unalived Tupac. Lol. In another post, 50 Cent also captioned the lyrics about the feds searching the wrong house. Now, why would you say something like this when you know the feds are investigating? Is you stupid or is you dumb? Lol. He followed that with yet another Instagram post, this time with screenshots of media coverage, and wrote, I really don't understand why they wanted drug women. If she can't remember how good it was the next morning, how do you connect? In addition, he was also happy to bring up the lawsuit by Grace Omar K, who claimed that King spiked her drink and attempted to coerce her into a BJ on a boat Diddy chartered in December 2022 and captioned that post. Damn it, King Kamez, that what you told Grace Mark on that boat, huh? Gave her the puffy juice with that special sauce in it. LOL boy. Oh boy. Bad boy for life. Basically, if you ask 50 Cent, he will tell you that the entire family is messed up. And trust me, he wouldn't mind looking into that video of Diddy talking about Quincy being fly. I personally think Quincy is in an impossible position because he recently described his relationship with Albure as cool and like homies. But he has also publicly stood by Diddy and the entire Combs family during the current legal battles. I'm not sure how he's going to navigate his loyalty to the man who raised him, while his biological father is publicly labeling his upbringing as PDF. But I'd sure love to know your thoughts on Al exposing Diddy like this. So, be sure to drop those thoughts in the comments section down below.